Alrighty, good morning, everybody. It's been quite a while. I've been traveling a little bit, been visiting family, and just haven't had time to jump on here and do any reviews for you. So let's go ahead and jump back and take a look at what happened yesterday. We have been putting out our morning reports for everybody in the community, and yesterday we talked about the potential for the market to go ahead and pull back, right? And what we've said is we wanted to see the bulls defend 50% of the previous day, which is right here, right around the open. There's that vertical line. Looking to see the bulls defend around 50% and go ahead and try and bring price higher. If that couldn't happen, I did warn everybody we most likely were going to come back to test the previous daily low. And then from there, was very unsure as to what was going to happen, but did make sense that they were going to even try to push lower. And so this is how the day went. We can take a whole big snapshot. We can get the whole thing in here, and you can see that the bulls had a lot of trouble out of the open here getting back above 50% of the previous day, right? They got down below, and then right here, we'll go zoom in on that in a second. They just could not get back through, and then as you can see, for the rest of the day, they just went ahead and sold off, got back below the previous daily low, which is what I warned you guys made a lot of sense, which was in the cards yesterday, and then came down to push to new lows, right? So let's look at some of the detail here. We did have, I had a great short opportunity I took here right out of the open basically. So you can see here we pulled back. They held the previous daily close in VWAP with a very limited push through, right? So there was a beautiful, in fact, I watched that and didn't take it right out of the open there. Huge bearish divergence. There's the second high, lower high on RVI. Divergence right there and divergence from that previous swing, right? So great opportunity there. And then where I got in here, as you can see, the bears pulled it down. Interestingly enough, beautiful long opportunity off that next roadmap level. But right here is where I got in off the back end of the 200 moving average as the bears began to show their faces, right? So we got a beautiful bearish divergence once again off of that 200 moving average. I got in quite literally to the tick. And then from there, as you can see, never came back. So great opportunity to jump in, get short, either if you took the back end of our power level there, or you actually took the back end of the 200 moving average. We did have three opportunities there. There was divergence on the third test and on the first test. And then from there, you can see beautiful opportunities to then ride the back end of the fast moving average the whole way down. Of course, at this point, they did break through by more than 2 points, which is usually as far as I'd like to let my trades get. So if you would have tried to short there, with my strategy, you would have gotten stopped. But on the way down here, opportunities the whole way. And then you can see the market continued to sell off, still held the back end fast moving average, kept going. And then right here, my members know we have a temporary level that was sitting there at 66.75. I went ahead and made it official after yesterday's price action because that basically confirmed for me that this level right here, right around 60, 66, 75, maybe 60, 66 quarter, is a very relevant level on the S&P 500, at least for this contract that we're currently on, which is going to be changing very, very soon here in the next week. So we will be on a new contract. Prices will shift and all of our levels will change. But on this current contract, that 66 nailed that low for the biggest bounce of the morning. Again, it went through. It didn't even break it by 2 points. And then we got this beautiful bounce. Inside of the chop and going into the lunch hour there, you can see they did hold the top end of the major 50% retrace level there for a little while. And then they stepped down and then held their next roadmap level at 60.70 to bring price right back to, what do you know, the back end of VWAP with a beautiful bearish divergence. So you had another beautiful short opportunity with almost no risk. And then as you can see on the way down here, there's our crossover as the price began to sell off again and the back end of the previous daily low and the 200, which brought us down for another fade opportunity, the back end of the previous daily low, the back end of our major 50% level, and then finally one tick in front of the back end of our next roadmap level. And then finally, as they continued to sell off, there's that 66.75 where the bears had defended once again 3 times here, where you could have tried a fade off the back end there once, twice and 3 times it made money on every single one with basically, again, almost zero risk. So that brings us here into the overnight session where we have gotten a little pop out of the lows where, let's go ahead and jump on in here. You can see we've got a bounce right at the previous daily low last night, right? In the Globex session, they were holding the back end of the 200 and the previous daily close. You could have faded that all night there. How many times did we, pull back off it to the tick nearly? And you could have bought the bottom end of our daily power level there and gotten some decent little scalps. But as you can see now, after we got this peak below and bounce through our previous daily low, the bulls have now just kind of jumped back in. So that brings us to this morning's pre-market, where we'll see what the higher time frames have to say for this morning. Let's go ahead and jump up